It was last that we talked with Dom DeLuise, rocking on the deck of the Queen Mary.
Yes.
Actually, you don't rock on the
You
Queen
don't,
Mary.
because it's in cement.
I know.
Hello, Nancy.
Hello,
Oh,
Dom.
it's good to see you. Do you remember the last time we were together?
Yes, I
Yes,
do.
on the Queen Mary, which is in cement. Do you know that I have a queasy stomach, and when that, seriously, you get on a big boat, you know, the Queen Mary, what used to go from here to
Of course.
where the Queen lives, and they put it in cement, and your mental little stupid brain says the boat is rocking, and it's not. It's in cement, but it feels like it's rocking. Aren't we fools?
No, we're not. Of course not.
Well, I mean,
We're all we've
to
got,
get seasick
Dom.
on cement? Come
But
on.
we're all we've got.
Yeah,
Hang
I
on.
know, I know.
When we were on the ship, your children and
Yes.
your wife were there. Your wife had just finished starring with George Burns in The Sunshine Boys,
That's
and you
right.
were very proud of her.
She's a good lady. You know, when you have 3 children with somebody and you go through 12 years of marriage, one of the things that happens is you take them for granted. You start thinking again, our brains do a little number on us, and you don't realize how. I was talking to somebody at breakfast today about my wife, and I thought, I gotta thank her for all the stuff she's done, and because it's really hard to have me, a comedian. Oh, it's so much fun to be married to Dom DeLuise, isn't it? Don't you just laugh all day long? Stand back, folks, that ain't the truth. And to have 3 kids, and to have a career of her own, and still be laughs, and give me a hug once in a while. After 12 years, I have to remember to think, maybe it's Christmas coming. Maybe I've been away from home for about 17 days, but boy, you really do take for granted your mom, your dad, you know, and then suddenly if your wife says, goodbye, what's the matter? Why, aren't you happy taking care of me and the kids? You know, I mean, you actually need a moment when I say, I appreciate what you're doing.
You've been on the road, you say 17 days.
17 days.
That's
I've been
not
doing
uncommon to your career. I mean, careers
no,
are
no,
built
it's
like
not
that.
uncommon.
What
It's
about
Christmas time.
Yes.
It's a little hard to leave home at Christmas time.
Do you feel that you've been able to build a close relationship with your 3 sons, even though you're on the road a lot and away a lot?
I have 3. You have children?
A 12-year-old stepdaughter.
Oh, a 12-year-old.
Wonderful.
But that's a regular person, so
Yeah,
they can
older
talk,
and smarter
yeah.
than I am.
They go to the bathroom alone and all. That's
Yes,
that's
yes.
different. I have 3 kids, and their ages are 12 and 9 and 8, and it changes every year. It's very difficult. But they're all boys, and they are fun for me. And it is difficult to go away because once in a while I'll get a message and I'll say, sit down, I want to have a family meeting with you.
Yes, yes.
I'm going on the road for 2 weeks, and the faces get very serious, and they go,
They don't want you to go.
why do you have to go away again? You know, I wish you weren't such a comedian, such a famous comedian, and you have to leave us alone. And you know, and they get angry at me. They really do get angry. Yeah.
It's good you talk about it then, isn't
Yeah.
it? When we last talked, they were just that much younger, so that they weren't all that intrigued with the success, if you will, of Dom DeLuise.
Yeah.
Are they coming into that now, especially the 12-year-old?
He's very aware. In fact, he says sometimes, you know, when we're alone, he says, sometimes, Dad, I wish you weren't so famous so that you could, so you and I could go out and nobody would bother you.
How do you feel about that? I mean,
Oh,
when
it's
kids
not
get
so
angry
nice.
at...
Listen, there are times when I go to Disneyland and you have to wait online. I have to wait
Yes.
online like everybody else, unfortunately. And when I'm online, I can't even have a conversation with my sons. It's a kind of a
Yes.
snake line.
Yes.
And you get to overlap. Everybody in the line gets to talk to you and take your picture and ask for an autograph. And my son just puts his head down. He hates it. And I try to say, I'm with my kids, I'm with my kids, I'm with my kids, you know, but it doesn't work, you know.
No.
So I really can't go there. If I want private time with them, I've got to go and spend, you know, just time with them. A bowling alley we know, or whatever it is that's going to turn them on. Go to their soccer game. They need the one-to-one. If they're asked, what would you like to see your daddy in a movie, or to have him sit down and play a game with you, they'd rather have me play a game with them.
Of
You know,
course.
the one-to-one is always great.
You said something earlier about being the comedian Dom DeLuise isn't always easy to live with. None of us are always easy to live with. But you have such peaks. Those of us who only work
One of
with
the
you on a temporary...
biggest peaks in town. But we all have, Nancy, you know what I mean.
Oh,
You know what
I don't think I can continue.
You can continue. No, of course, I am a high-powered person.
I forgot what I was going to
You
ask
said no. You were going. Here's what you're going to say. You're saying being a comedian, having such peaks, do you also have the valleys?
Thank you.
Well,
I'm so glad you
I got
filled
you
in the
caught up
blank
on my
there.
peak there. Yes.
Why don't we answer that question?
Well,
Do
the
you have
answer
the
is
valleys?
sure. I get depressed.
Really big O's.
There are
just
times
full.
when, look, you know, there are some people who just are. You say it's your birthday. Oh, no emotion. You know, the dog is gone. I think he's feeling something. But with me, I mean, if it's the dog's birthday, I get very happy. And the kids, if a kid draws me a picture and comes and says something sweet and tender to me, I will cry. But I like that. See, I think that's good.
I do too.
Yeah.
All the emotions are right here on the surface, just
Right,
have to be scratched a little
I was on stage one time. This is talking about having your emotions at your disposal. I do a nightclub act called An Evening with DeLuise, and some lady came on from the audience one time. We talked, and she said, "Why don't you sing Melancholy Baby?" And I said, "Why?" She was about 70, and I said, "Why?" And she said, "Well, because my husband called me his paper doll." She wanted me to sing paper doll. She said, "My husband used to call me his paper doll, and then when he went away to the war, he never came back." Well, I mean, fine. We started to sing Paper Doll, and I just went. I mean, I couldn't sing, and I burst into tears. The lady sat down, I just started to cry, you know. And the audience applauded, and what they were saying was, "It's okay, you know, it's okay." And then I literally had to dry my eyes and blow my nose, and I went on with my act. And that's never happened before, and I don't know if it'll ever happen again. But having my emotions at my disposal is very nice, you know. Sometimes it's very disarming, you know.
Your sons see you cry.
Oh yeah, they do.
They know it's okay then for Daddy to cry, perhaps for them to cry as they're growing up as boys.
Yeah. Oh, I think so. I know so. They
What
cry.
a nice gift to give boys, to not
Now,
be afraid to cry.
Do you have a man who cries? I mean,
Yes.
isn't that nice for him?
I love
You
him
see,
for it.
Yeah, but isn't that nice that he can do it?
Yes.
You know, because it's so exhausting not to cry.
Oh, it'd be terrible.
You know, like Clint Eastwood doesn't cry, and he's got a pimple on his back.
Yes, but he's so macho, Dom. I mean, of all
We
of
don't
the-
know. You don't know what he's like at home. You have the greenest eyes in the whole world.
Thank you.
Yeah. Is this in color?
Yes.
Oh, look at those eyes. How green they are. It's so Christmassy.
They
With
see
your-
this every day, you see.
You see this every day?
Yeah, the green matches the green. I like to, I
Yes.
just change colors. I just pluck them right in.
No, you don't.
Dom DeLuise,
Yes.
starring right now in The World's
World's
Greatest
Greatest Lover. Can you
He
imagine?
is, as usual, an absolute delight on
Oh,
screen, and
thank
even
you.
more delightful to meet and
I
talk to. I
appreciate
do
that.
like you.
I like you too.
Cry for me someday.
Now?
No, just someday.
I was just ready to go.
We'll be back. Thank you.